Okay, you already put it back on?
Yeah. Let me make sure again. Okay, it's on. For some reason, I want to put it in the bloopers.
I'm gonna put in some of the bloopers too.
Yeah.
That's gonna be like the trailer of it, like
Yeah.
the promo to the actual podcast is gonna be us giggling and chuckling, and just be like, "Are y'all ready for an amazing podcast?" Now we got to get into the controversial stuff. We got to get into cheating, infidelities, lying.
First of all,
not washing that ass.
My least thing that's like unattractive to me is it's
we
like
we gotta figure out a way to bring that in.
We gotta figure out a way to bring it in. You're right.
We gotta figure out a way to bring
so
that
what
in.
do you like? What's your most attractive thing in a man? Like, yeah.
In a man, or in my man. I'm sorry, y'all.
In her man. Look, she's married.
Love my man. Girl, don't tell these people that. You know I like
Look
to
at
cheat.
that. Where your ring?
You know I like to cheat, girl.
Don't say that up there. Oh, you can cut that out.
No, you know I'm just joking anyway, girl. No.
Okay.
I love that leadership that my man does. Like the most thing I love about my man is when I'm down and I really get to the point where I'm just like, I really don't see us getting anywhere. I tell him that all the time, like, maybe I'm just not the person for you. After 3.5 years, maybe I'm just not the person. And he's always the one to just tell me, like, no, we're gonna pray, we're gonna get through this, we're gonna talk about it, we're gonna get over it. And there's been a lot of times where, like, relationships, you gotta pour into each other. And I don't think a lot of people get that. A lot of people nowadays are kind of just focused on calling each other the cute names, buying gifts, you know, having... But it's all about, like, pouring into one another. Yeah. You want your partner to pour into you. Because you got to think about, this is a human that you're working with. And the more that you're consistent with that human, and the more that you're around that human, is the more you're going to have to pour into them. There's not always going to be Deja having her up days. And then let's just use, for instance, Michael, you know, not having his good days. There's going to be certain days in certain weeks. And honestly, I think this is where relationships fail, because they don't understand that people are human, one, but people also go through things. And there's no time limit of, like, what you go through, when you have to be done with it. And I think a lot of people feel like, okay, just because I can get over this within a month or, like, a couple of days, you should be too. Yeah. You gotta be ready, because God is not only working on your relationship, He's working on y'all as individuals. So there was a point in time where my boyfriend had lost his grandmother, and I witnessed the biggest downfall. Literally just went to smoking weed all the time, not attending football practice and everything, and that lasted for months. And at first it was something that I didn't really want to deal with at first. I was kind of just like ready to just be like, no, you're falling off, and I can see it. But it took me to be like, okay, there's something really wrong with you. You know what I'm saying? That we really need to fix.
And more understanding of his...
And so now it's easy for us to deal with it, because there's been certain issues that I had where my boyfriend, thank God, will sit around and, like, deal... Well, I'm going to say sit around and deal with it, but he will, like, coach me through it. My boyfriend has always had, like, this coaching mentality. Especially with him being an athlete, like, he just coaches me. Babe, you gotta keep going. On the days I let him know I don't want to get up today, I genuinely don't want to go to work, I don't want to go to class, he's just like, no, you have to, you know. So that's what I mean by pouring into one another. I feel like if you can't pour into your partner, what are you together for? Because like I said, there's gonna be days and months, you know, sometimes you never know when God is gonna stop taking you through a process. So in that time of, like, you going through that process and you just, like, taking it every day, you're gonna need that person to pour into you. While that person is pouring into you, pour what you have left of you into God. Because that's literally, sometimes God is just saying, I want you to pour yourself into me as I pour into you. And that's the thing about life. Everybody's pouring into one another. And as long as you can have that circle that can just, like, pour into one another, you guys can continue to, like, uplift each other and pick each other up. Is it really beneficial for me and for you if we can lift each other up and pour into one another? That's not gonna
be... I totally agree, and I'm so happy for you, because, like, you're young and you're just getting through this. You seem very understanding, and that's a good thing. A lot of people out here, a lot of guys really don't understand the steps of a relationship. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like the most important thing is communication. That's one of the most important things. It's communication, the loyalty, the understanding. That's really the most three important things. And then putting God first. I feel like I told her, if a person is not like putting God first and is a God-fearing man, it's just not, I'm just not for that. I've been in my past to where I've dealt with men that's just did worldly things, and went out to clubs, drinking and smoking, I don't do those things no more, so I don't need no man to come around me and do those things, because no, that's just not gonna happen, and I'm not gonna have it to happen to me. Period. I feel like when I do meet someone, I want someone that's gonna pray for me, and just I pray for him, and he, he's very understanding and is gonna lift me up when I'm down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's just gonna lead the way, and like, yeah, baby, I got us. Like, we're in this together.
Yeah.
So. Sure. Like I said, it's not really a lot of men out here. Like, I honestly don't think it's a certain age that has that mentality, because you can be young, for example, and have that good mentality.
Yeah.
You can be middle age. You can be, older. Like, it really depends on your mental and how you think.
For sure.
And that's why I said, you have to be smart. You have to be understanding. You have to know life. Period. Like, it's just something about life where you just can't be dumb around me and not know nothing.
Right.
Like, what's going on and how to have your mind and how to control that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just can't go off what other people say. You gotta have your own understanding of everything.
For sure.
And very strong and determined. I love that. I love that about a man, and that's rare.
Yeah,
that's really rare.
I want to take it back to when you said that the main thing you need is communication. Mm-hmm. No, y'all need comprehension, and a lot of people don't get that, y'all. A lot of people don't get that comprehension comes over communication, because like, we can spend hours talking, communicating, and everything goes in like one ear and out the other.
Understand what? Yeah,
literally.
Yeah.
I could preach to you about this every single day.
Yeah.
But if you're not retaining that information, we're not going to progress. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it takes a lot for someone to be like, you know what? I'm listening to what my partner is saying. Mm-hmm. I'm listening to his or her needs. Mm-hmm. This is how I can go about it.
Yeah.
I'm retaining that information. Mm-hmm. Now we can move forward. Not one of those things where it's like, okay, she or he is talking to me. They're expressing themselves. I don't think I'm capable of doing it. Well, then you just shouldn't be in the relationship.
Right.
So, honestly, I feel like when you are in a relationship with someone, be able to have your thinking caps on 24/7. Because nobody else is going to come in that relationship but somebody that's a homewrecker. Let's just be for real. Yeah. But, and help you deal with all of that. But you, and them, and God. It's not a 2-person relationship. It's a 3. I would rather make it a 3-person relationship. Me, God, and my man.
Yep.
Because at the end of the day, I'm going to need my man to be like, you know what? And which he has done this before. We need to pray. Like, let's really just cut all of this out right now. You know what I'm saying?
And just pray,
There's been times where me and him have been arguing, and he's just like, whoa. You know what I'm saying? Like, can we pray? Can we get this together? You know? And I'm thankful. Back in November, we were going through something crazy. Like, we were up to 6 o'clock in the morning arguing, and that's when he told me, like, we need to go see someone. Like, I don't care if it's your pastor. I don't care if it's, you know, a real deal counselor we have to spend all of our money on. Like, we need to go get this together, like, today, because I can't risk losing you. People may say, oh, you guys are only this young, you guys are only in college, whatever. No, because now we're still in college, and look at us, still together. So it's kind of like, you gotta get that help sometimes. You know, my help comes from above, literally. But so at the end of the day, I feel like it takes someone to comprehend everything that you're saying to be like, I want to make a change for my partner. You know what I'm saying? Because then that's how generational curses, you know, occur. Basically,
you take heed of that information and just going about it and like, what can I fix, you know, with that. And then a lot of problems with relationships nowadays that I had to learn was people moving in the relationship too fast. Like, they don't get a chance to really think about, like, to get to know each other and things like that. I feel like that's really one of the problems in relationships, where you're moving off lust, or like, oh, this person look good, so let me talk to this person because they look good. You know, they're not focusing on, like, is he smart? Is he thinking positive? Is he, you know, going to fulfill my every need? You know, and I feel like that's really a problem nowadays, with men and women. Like, they look at a person and sexualize them. I feel like that's just not the way to go, you know. So.
My whole thing is, it's becoming so normalized to overly sexualize your partner and lust after them as a form of commitment. And it sucks because, and I don't really care who try to cancel me for this, I'm seeing a lot of females get satisfaction off getting the D and getting committed rather than getting the date. You got to get the date before the date. I'm sorry. Get the date before the date.
But you got to get to know him before you even get that. Like, that's what I had to learn. You need to tell me
that you want to hook up just to make this work, but you haven't taken me nowhere. Not even an Applebee's.
Look, baby, that's
somewhere.
The thing.
A park.
The thing about that is, these females like that. Like,
they are so normalized and so content with just like, he said I'm cute. He said my butt is big.
He's cute.
And he's cute too. He got money. Let's make it work. All he did was buy you a piece of pizza.
All he did was went to the bar and bought you 2 shots of
Can we
Patron.
cheers to that? Not even a Patron, a $5 margarita. And all of a sudden you're happy. I mean, mama, you got to get it together. When you start having yourself at like a high standard, and I'm not just saying walk around here like your ish don't stink. However, when you put yourself on that pedestal to be like, this is what I want, these are my expectations, this is what I'm gonna deal with, this is what I'm gonna condone, this is what I'm not gonna condone. People that cannot match that, and I told you, people that can't match that won't even feel comfortable even trying. They won't even try to approach you because they already know just by your demeanor and by the way you carry yourself. I can't reach that level. I cannot reach that level. And that's just how it is. Before I got with my boyfriend, I had literally a boy tell me one time, I don't think I can match what you have going on in your life right now. So that's not, and I'm so glad we stopped talking because that's how I met my boyfriend. But still, like, we were talking, he was just like, okay, you kind of got too much going on. You know, you were a cheerleader, you're in school, you work, like, and it was kind of just like, okay, goodbye. Like, so
I believe it is like that. Like, some people basically is just intimidated by, some guys are actually intimidated by females that's just got that good persona about themselves. That's just, you know, just gonna have that good aura and just that good.
It's so crazy how in today's society, the man is supposed to be like the provider. The man is supposed to be that hard one that got the job, that got the bread. But they are so jealous sometimes of the women that actually do provide for themselves. And it's kind of like sometimes when a woman can provide for herself and she lets it be known to the dude, I don't need you. Like, I didn't expect that much from you in the first place. That messes him up so bad.
And that's when that manhood.
Literally, and that's when that disrespect starts to come in. That's when the whole, calling you a name or just saying, you this, that, and the third. No, you're just a bum. You can't fit the criteria of what I need. You know what I'm saying? And again, that's not just to be like, walking around here like your itch don't stink. No, but have your condonements. So let them know, like, you are what you are. Yourself is yourself. Your heart is your heart. So it's kind of like, I'm not gonna lower my standards just because you cute.
Okay.
There's a lot of cute men out here in the world, and it's just like, no, that's not it. I mean, I'm gonna need more than just hard D and bubblegum.
Okay, like I said, I need you to be smart,
God-fearing, have some type of protective masculinity to you. I want to make sure. You want to know something? I don't know if it's just me, but I'm definitely one of those girls that still believe in men sleep closer to the door, men walk on the outside of the street close to the cars.
You know what? I had men to do that. They like, you get on this side so I can protect you and things like that. I'm like, ugh. Like, why does that matter?
I still believe in that. I still believe him asking you to be his girlfriend. I don't believe in. We've been talking for a couple of months. We know what it is. No, because if you don't ask me to be your girl,
we don't know what
I'm gonna cheat. No. Simple. If you don't ask me to be your girlfriend, I'm gonna be doing me. Don't get mad when you see me with Johnny.
It gotta be a clear understanding. Like, what are we?
Not even what are we? I like you. I'm feeling you. Will you like to be my girlfriend? Not even a what are we? Because y'all, that what are we stuff.
Like where do we stand? And then that's gonna confirm
that it's nothing. And I kind of feel like at that point, the what are we leads to so much more than just will you be my girlfriend? Or will you be my girlfriend? Just literally, it's just
yes
or no. Will you be my girlfriend? Yes.
Yes cool. Or no.
We're together.
Ooh,
boom.
You got it.
What are we? Oh, we've been doing this. We had sex on this day. We didn't go on a date. You got this going on. You got this going on. It's just like, okay.
Okay. So nigga, basically, in my mind, right. I'm thinking like that what are we question is like a simple yes or no question. Or not a yes or no, but like we boyfriend and girlfriend or something like that. That's in my mind.
But then again, what if on the other person's mind, they're like, okay, you're asking me that because you want to go do something with someone else at this point.
Oh.
And you're trying to, like, the whole what are we thing is just dumb. You know what I'm saying? I feel like simply ask, and this is to the men, ask the girl, would you like to be my girlfriend? I believe in that. I'm sorry. I don't really believe in just being around each other to the point. Even when me and my man broke up, and we about to get back together. No, you're going to ask me to be your girlfriend. I'm sorry.
Okay. Did he ask you again?
He did.
That's good.
Cheers to that.
Yeah, cheers. And y'all, I've been single for about almost like 4 years. Mm-hmm. And I feel like I'm going to be single until my husband find me. Period. Like, I'm not doing no dating. People, niggas, Lord forgive me. Guys... I ain't to say the N word up here on the podcast, but anyways, guys are in my inbox like talking about can I take you on a date, and then when I said where, you don't inbox back. Like, why are you playing in my inbox? Like, I'm real. Like, I'm straightforward. Like, don't be in my inbox saying I want to take you on a date and just end up not. Then when I say where,
y'all need to know what dates are. People need to know what dates are. I'm just gonna be for real. I'm just about to be so for real right now, and I hope the people with low standards and just low self-respect don't take offense to this. I've seen people say. I've seen people accept the bare minimum for a date. Want to know something? I believe, right? Mm-hmm. Coming over watching a movie. Ordering some pizza, that's kind of like a cute solid.
It's first a bare minimum because
but that's acceptable.
Let me tell you why it's bare minimum.
Yeah,
it's because
for us, our first time seeing each other,
boom.
We need to step out.
Yeah, period.
But the thing is, I don't look at where we're going. You can take us at Applebee's for a first date, but as long as you tell me, let's meet up, let's go out to eat. I want to take you out to eat. I want to go, even if it's a park. Y'all be so just like, oh, our first date we sat in a car. I seen one girl be like, oh, I don't care if we just go to the airport and watch planes go by and eat pizza. Excuse my language, get the fuck out of them people establishment.
Baby, look, from the mindset I'm in now.
That's what piss me off.
The mindset I'm in now and the standards that I'm in now. It's like I deserve more than that. I know what I'm worth. Again, you know what I'm saying? Like, ladies, know your worth. Okay?
I beg.
Do not accept no low standard man or the low standard activities. Okay? Know your worth.
Literally, straight like that. I'm gonna need more than just like, let's just chill in the car for our first. No. And I kind of feel like those were cute around those like 16, 17 year old days.
It
like,
really was.
By me and my man meeting each other when we were freshmen in high school, our first time meeting each other, my cousin took me to his house. so we could exchange gifts. That was so cute. That's the 15, 16-year-old stuff that is normal. Like,
yeah, that's normal.
Yeah, I went to the house and we stood outside and we hugged and kissed. And that's a real cute.
Right. It is. There
should be no reason you're 30. Standing on the porch with a nigga on the first
as date. A date? No. But like if we're like after that first date, after that first date, and we're like just really talking and having conversations. Yes, it can be car conversations. Yes, it can be porch conversations. I love me some car conversations. For some reason, it's like the car conversations be the best conversations. Like talk about everything.
I really believe in that. However, that's just not going to be our first time.
Not the first date, though. But
the thing is, we're excluding from this topic right here. We're excluding the minors, the teenagers. Yeah, the people that still, the people that are still living in their mom. Like we're excluding that because it's like those are the things that matter to you. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's amazing for a 16 or 17-year-old or even an 18-year-old to go see their partner, drop off some gifts, and stand on a porch or sit in a car and eat ice cream or Bojangles.
Or go sneak to the movies.
That's what I'm saying. Now that's the cute stuff. However, there's like I said before, you're 30. Why are you sitting on the porch at 2:00 in the morning talking?
Not no first date.
Get away from his mama house.
Not the first date.
Please.
The first date, these men to anybody, if you know, you know. If you see me, you see me. If you
mean to tell
my
me,
standards, like
you mean to tell me you're falling for a guy that can't take you to Olive Garden, but you see him at Buffalo Wild Wings at the bar with his homeboys?
Child.
The boyfriend's the baby mama. I'm sorry to tell you. Your man is getting a 2 for $20 at Applebee's. Sharing a rib and a cheeseburger with his homeboy. No. And couldn't even bring you a Supreme dinner. Honey mustard with dirty ice.
That's why I don't deal with these men now, because they...
I'm sorry.
It's like, it's so rare to have a man that's just going to do things for you without no questions. Like, I don't even remember the last time I had a man like that. That's why I've been so single.
Exactly.
Because y'all don't know what to do. Y'all don't know what to do with me. Y'all don't see me. Y'all know. I mean, like, I'm full of myself, but I'm not that full of myself. Like, I'm very humble. Like, I know what I'm about and things like that. Like, my persona, my level of guy is rare. Like, if I want somebody with me, he's gonna be that person with me and is in a relationship with me, it's gonna be somebody that's rare. Literally.
I don't understand why now a lot of people are just going. Everybody wants to be kind of famous for some odd reason. And it's like, first of all, we live in Wilson. People are just so ready to date somebody they feel like got some clout attached to their name.
Oh my gosh.
It's kind of weird because it's like you feel like this man is cute because he got on Ray-Bans at Applebee's. Baby, he look like Ray Charles. Baby. That is not cute. And you feel like he look like a celebrity. And he's like front row at a Lakers basketball game.
Like, I gotta wing off that.
These high personas.
I feel like people... I feel like people are getting in a relationship because they want to show social media. Just be like, oh yeah, I got a man, I got a woman.
Got a man.
I got a woman. Like, this is
Air Force Ones and a jean jacket, and they're gonna post it and pop out. And guess what? Everybody's gonna love it.
Look, everybody's gonna talk about that. Everybody's gonna put negativity on y'all relationship, especially if y'all are not secure. If y'all don't have that protection within your relationship, it's never going to work. I'm trying to tell you, you have to protect your relationship at all costs from the outside people. Because if you just get in a relationship just to show off and just to say that you're in a relationship, no, it's not gonna work.
Not gonna work.
Period.
Sorry. And y'all, once again, study these people before you get with them, or either study these people while you get with them. At the end of the day, I want my partner to always know, and I'm so glad that he does it, that I want to study my boyfriend. I want to study my girlfriend each and every day. Like, you're literally like a test. Like a quiz. I want to know more about you every single day. And the more I've been with my partner, I start taking noticing his likes, his dislikes, his uncomfortableness. You know what I'm saying? Important. Like, what he's uncomfortable in, what he's uncomfortable talking about, what he's comfortable talking about. You know?
That's
and
important.
It's
when
like,
he's feeling mad, when he's sad, when he's...
I'm picking up everything.
Yeah.
And it's not like you got to sit around and just write down on a notepad, oh, my boyfriend knocks the hell out of me when he's upset. No. But when your man is feeling low and down because of a certain situation, you know that's a trigger of his. You know that's something that makes him uncomfortable. Okay, you retain that in your mind. So no, okay, I'm going to kind of stay away from that side, or I'm going to try to prevent that because I don't want us to go...
Or sit down and talk to him and just be like, what's going on? Like, you got something on your mind. If you can notice that, sit down and talk to him. Because some females, when a man is like that, when they got stuff on their mind and when they're irritated, some females will take it the wrong way. They're like, they did something to them, but in reality, they have a lot of stuff on their mind. You know what I'm saying? So it's better to really sit down and really talk to him and just be like, what's going on? What's on your mind? Like, I'm here for you.
Yeah.
You know?
For sure. I think one of the main things people need to stop doing is normalizing toxicity, because a lot of people feel like that's cute. And I don't understand why people think that that's so cute nowadays. Like, oh, I want mine to crash out about me. Or they're just like, oh, me and my boyfriend fought. He blacked my eye and I'm still with him and it's love. No.
You know what?
And it's kind of just like, I've seen so many people share their information on the internet, Facebook especially, where they're like normalizing the most toxic shit ever. And I'm like, why is you doing that? I'm sorry, I think a real ghetto right there. Why are you doing that?
I feel you on that one because short story, long story, but short story. I was once in a domestic violence relationship for 3 years. And I was actually normalizing that at the moment because I thought I loved him. He thought he loved me. But it was just like, in the moment, it was just like, oh my God, I love this man. I can't get away from him. Like, and then through the times, it felt like I was just stuck. Like, I didn't, I couldn't release myself from him because he didn't want to release himself. You know what I'm saying? So we was together every day, all day. Like, we lived together and everything. But it's like, I feel like people go through those things to really learn from it and to like take it as a life lesson, because at the end of the day, you got to go through something to get through something. Period.
And I think a lot of people need to know the difference between domestic violence and just toxicity. And I will always, stick by that. One, first of all, I worked for a domestic violence shelter as a DVSA advocate. And some of the phone calls and some of the victims that I talked to, they were so oblivious to what domestic violence was, because they thought that this was normalized. They thought it was okay for a man to hit them when they're upset, or they thought it was okay for a man to say, oh, let's have sex. You don't want to have sex. It's not about what you want. It's what I want. And they think that it's just normal. And so some of the times that I would talk to my clients, getting more information about what they've been through, it's kind of like, okay, you were oblivious. You did not know that this is domestic violence. You did not know that this is a sign of rape or that this is a sign of molestation. You did not know that. And I will never hold them accountable for that, because we got to now separate them, you know, engaging into toxicity and them being an actual victim. Because there's so many people that go through things each and every day that they're still oblivious to like what being raped is. And I think a lot of people feel like, oh, you have to beat me, you have to hold me down. No, that can also just be, I'm telling you to stop and you still didn't stop. I was okay with it at first, now I'm not okay with it.
That's crazy.
Or you hitting me out of anger because you're mad because I said something that triggered you, instead of just like talking about it. And so a lot of people really do not know that this stuff is really going down, and this is, you know, what it is. And I know it's so easy for people in the outside world, and I'm so sorry you went through that, to be like, oh, you so dumb, why didn't you just leave? It's a mental thing. You have to understand.
Child.
There's so many things that clicks with abuse. Like, people feel like abuse is only physical. No, there's emotional abuse, sexual abuse, mental abuse, emotional abuse. There's everything.
Yep.
Because let's just say, hypothetically, I'm with my partner and he's all that I have. My family really doesn't talk to me. I never felt like I could talk to my family. I never really talked to I don't really have friends. And my boyfriend is the only person that had me some nights, but he beats the hell out of me. Wow. You have that emotional attachment to this person.
Yeah, because he's the only one that's really
the only person that's been on you. And
that's
then
really
it's kind of like, now you have people on the outside being like, you should have just left. But you would never understand what it's like to feel like this is the only person that knows me, the only person that's kept me sane.
Yeah.
And it's so hard for me to leave, because without him, who else am I going to tell my story to?
Honestly.
You know what I'm saying?
That's literally how I felt when I was in that relationship. Like, I felt like we was like two peas in a pot. Like, literally. That was my best friend and things like that. And I felt like he was the only person there for me. So why not just be with him? But I mean, hey, like I said, you live and you learn. And
it's not to say that, you know, that's just normal. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to sit right here and normalize abuse and sting in domestic violence. I would tell you, to be quite frankly, leave the first time he even looks at you wrong. I'm the type of girl now, even if something happens to where it's the smallest thing, you got me on the wrong side of the road, I'm breaking up. I can't. Because at this point, you don't care about my protection. You don't care about my safety. I need someone that's going to make sure you can hurt me, but you can't hurt her. You know what I'm saying? Not just saying be suicidal or something, but no, you can hurt me all you want. Take a jab at me, but this is the person that's holding me down, and I gotta hold her down as well. Right. So that's what you need to be around. And I hate the fact that certain people are so stuck in their ways of like, oh, she's dumb or he's dumb, because men go through abuse too. We're not just gonna all, you know, spread the light on women. Men go through abuse too. Yeah. And I really and truly hate the fact that certain people are just like, oh, she's dumb because she's still, you know, she's standing around or he's standing around. No, there's something in that you have to take a look and understand. What if that was all that person had some nights? Once again, not saying stay with this person and that's okay. I'm never going to normalize abuse. But what I'm saying is, from an outsider, excuse my French, you should mind your fucking business. Let people's relationships be their relationships. And if you're not going to support them and you're not going to actually give them that strength and pouring into them, as we talked about earlier, pouring into one another, if you're not going to pour that knowledge into them to let them know, friend, this is not okay. You know what I'm saying? This is a sign of abuse. Or this is not even a sign, this is actually abuse. I feel like you deserve more, and I feel like you should get out of that. Rather than being, she's dumb, he keeps beating on her, and she's just sticking around. No. Now, you are dumb if you're just fighting with your man. You know he ain't ish. You're provoking him. He's provoking you. You guys are both taking jabs at each other, and you still go back to him.
Right, that's dumb.
Can we please...
Alright, I got a question. This is a cutoff scene. How long you want to go?
How long did you want to go?
Let's kind of wrap it up a little bit. Because I got to get up at 6 in the morning.
Yeah, so we're going to go ahead. After this, we're going to talk about... We got to bring it down to
something.
We're going to conclude this by mind your business.
So I like how you said just mind your business, then we can stop there. Just mind your business.
Yeah.
And then
I do want to add that other part in about being like, we're gonna separate dumb and whatchamacallit, because I don't want people to think, oh, she's just normalizing staying in an abusive relationship. I want people to know, like, no, that's not my motive.
So we need to have like a motivational thing right here.
Yeah. We're gonna after this topic, bring it down to
like something motivational, and then we're gonna go straight into like, well, y'all, we done talked about a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. No, so let me, since I went to the domestic part.
No, girl. Okay,
so is we still talking about domestic violence?
We're gonna cut it off there. You're gonna add on to after what I said about. I'm gonna redo that part.
What part?
The separating domestic violence from just being dumb and toxic. Then you're gonna bring it in at like you should say something like people just don't know. People just don't know. And then you switch it to like something a little bit on the lighter side. Boom. Then we get to the motivational. We should spend at least like 3 to 4 minutes on something light, then motivational. Closing it out. Boom. It's 8:14. We should at least be done by 8:30 or 8:20.
Okay.
Or 8:25. Like 10 more minutes of it. A couple of minutes on something lighter. Wrapping it up. Talking about.
Let me see how many minutes.
Yeah.
Because the other one was like at least 20 minutes. Girl.